His name carries weight, but not for the reason you might think. If you're from the Arab world, you hear Bin Baz, and you probably think of one person, a famous scholar, a figure of great religious authority. But today, we're talking about someone completely different, someone who built an empire through laughter. This is the story of the man who became one of the Arab world's most unexpected YouTube comedy stars. In 2020, something unusual happened in the Arab entertainment world. A comedian from Dubai performed a virtual show, and the region couldn't stop laughing. His name was Bin Baz, not the scholar, the comedian. Today, he's known as one of the biggest digital entertainers in the Arab world. But his journey wasn't simply about making jokes. It was also about navigating a region where comedy often has to balance tradition, culture, and modern entertainment. And Bin Baz didn't just walk that line. He found a way to make it work for him. Dubai, a city of ambition, luxury, and opportunity. It's where Bin Baz was born and raised. But unlike many people who chase fame in the city of gold, his path didn't go through music or acting. It went through laughter. But comedy in the Arab world isn't easy. You have to make people laugh while still respecting cultural boundaries. The humor needs to feel relatable. It needs to connect with families and everyday life. And most importantly, it has to feel real. Bin Baz built a career around a simple idea. Take ordinary life and find the humor in it. His comedy wasn't based on shock value. It was based on situations people already understood, and people connected with it. His early viral videos started gaining attention. The views increased. People began sharing his content. And suddenly, he was no longer just another comedian from Dubai. He was becoming a name people recognized. But his biggest breakthrough was still ahead. In 2020, the world went into lockdown. Live events were canceled. Theaters were closed, and comedians had to find new ways to reach their audiences. Bin Baz found his opportunity online. KFC Arabia's Late Night Suhoor featured Bin Baz alongside Egyptian comedian Hesham Afifi in a virtual comedy show that reached millions across the region. It wasn't just another online show. It was proof that Arab comedy could thrive on digital platforms. You didn't necessarily need a theater. You didn't need thousands of people sitting in front of the stage. You just needed a strong connection with the audience. And Bin Baz had that connection. His popularity continued to grow, and his identity as a comedian slowly expanded into something much bigger. Bin Baz wasn't just a comedian anymore. He was becoming a digital phenomenon. His brand collaborations, comedy projects, and online presence helped him connect with audiences across the Arab world, from Saudi Arabia to Egypt and Morocco. His content reached people from different backgrounds, and that's what makes his journey interesting. He took a traditional form of entertainment, stand-up comedy, and adapted it for the digital generation. Instead of waiting for audiences to come to the theater, he brought the comedy directly to their phones. Instead of depending only on television, he used YouTube and social media to build his audience. And instead of relying on controversy, he focused on relatable humor. In a digital world where shock value can often get more attention, Bin Baz showed that authenticity still is power. His story isn't simply about fame. It's about possibility. It's proof that in the Arab world, you can build a career around laughter. You can remain family-friendly and still become popular online. And you can create modern entertainment without completely separating yourself from tradition. Entertainment and culture don't always have to be enemies. Sometimes they can exist together. That's what makes Bin Baz's journey more than just a comedy story. It's a story about how digital platforms are changing Arab entertainment. A comedian from Dubai took everyday situations, turned them into humor, and used the internet to reach an audience far beyond his own city. And the name that once made people think of a religious scholar became associated with something completely different: laughter. So the next time you hear Bin Baz, remember, it's not just a name. It's a story of a comedian who found his place in a rapidly changing entertainment industry and built an audience through something surprisingly simple: making people laugh. And this may only be the beginning. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe, because every week we uncover the most fascinating journeys in digital entertainment. Hit that bell and never miss a story. Now tell me in the comments, have you seen Bin Baz's comedy? And what's your favorite clip? See you in the next one.